The other day, I was doing the ongoing project of good posture when I remembered the Siegfried point. I thought about it, put my consciousness there, and automatically, not only was my posture good, but I was breathing deeply and everything aligned in a wonderful way. This point has magic to it, and I wanted to share that with you and how I came to know about it. Siegfried is an initiate in the period between Indian and Christian initiations. It's also a Nordic path, and Siegfried was a great initiate that went through that training. And the big thing in one of the big chapters is slaying the dragon. Siegfried slays the dragon. And let me show you what it is in eurythmy. How I know about it is in second year of eurythmy training, you learn the rod exercises. These are 36-inch long copper rods. Mine is hand hammered, and you hold each end and carry it up and over the head and have it touch the back at the Siegfried's point, activating that point, and then drop and catch it below your head. That's one of the things that the 7-part exercise does. It is full of a lot of different reasons for being. So that's how I know about the Siegfried's point, because as we were taught the 7-part rod exercise, we were taught about Siegfried. Now, to help me tell you, I'm going to go to the film made by the famous filmmaker Fritz Lang, and he made a very charming silent movie that features Siegfried. It's the Nibelung, all the sagas, and the saga on Siegfried then features this dragon. It is really beautifully portrayed, this lovely old dragon. And Siegfried has to battle the dragon. Well, the dragon, according to Rudolf Steiner, are the lower astral forces, the lower desires that have to be overcome, is the slaying of the dragon. Now, Siegfried slays the dragon, and then he hears a little bird, and a little bird tells him to wash himself in the dragon's blood. The dragon's blood is now pouring out of the wound in the heart that he's inflicted, and he gets underneath, and it's running down into the pond. And while he's bathing in the dragon blood, which the little bird says will make him invincible, the dragon, in his last throes, his tail hits a tree above. A leaf comes down and lands on Siegfried in this point between the shoulder blade and the spine on the left side. That is the Siegfried's point. And this is the point, the only point where he's vulnerable. Otherwise, he's invincible. He cannot be killed in battle. Now, the other thing that Steiner tells us about Siegfried is that the name Sig, and every major character in history whose name begins with Sig, is an indication of an Atlantean initiate by the name of Sig, who enters into human beings from time to time throughout our history in order to influence our development. And Siegfried was enacting this with the great initiate Sig within him to create that path of initiation that took over from the Indian and led to the Christian. Now, that point was vulnerable up until the Christian times. And Steiner again tells us that Christ carried the cross on the left side over that point, and in doing so, sealed it. So when one follows the Christian mysteries of initiation, which are correct for our time period, that point is no longer vulnerable. Our astral body, once we transform it, is completely sealed. So we are protected. This is a really important thing to know. We no longer have a Siegfried point. However, I find that that point in the astral body still has a wonderful effect and a magical charm in aligning and opening the body to breathe more deeply. Probably other things as well. I haven't experimented. Eurythmy. I want to say just a word that this is an indication that Steiner embedded so many wisdoms, initiation wisdoms in eurythmy. Everything we do has 2 and 3 and 4 things embedded into it that carry it right into the physical, into the astral, into the etheric, sheaths into the ego. So it's so important if you're able to do eurythmy, if you can take eurythmy with a eurythmy teacher, if you're a eurythmist, please do perform and share eurythmy wherever you can. And thank you everyone for watching. Goodbye.